John, welcome back to Down the Stretch.
Thank you for having me.
Nice to have you as always. First off, let our audience know, how are you feeling?
I'm doing very, very well, thank you. I'm ready to go back and ride races. Just waiting for the doctor to see me and give me the release.
Johnny, when will you visit the doctor to get his okay?
That would be Monday.
And if he gives you the okay as expected, tell us what your riding schedule will be like leading up to Derby Day.
Well, I'll be riding 1 on Wednesday. I think I'm on 2 on Thursday, and then I ride 3 on Friday and 4 Derby Day.
And you've obviously got to have a balance where you don't do too much to put yourself over the top, but you get enough out of it. Are you convinced that that type of schedule is going to get you back in riding shape?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, I've been working out for a few days already, so I'm actually pretty strong right now. Just don't want to overdo it to ride too many horses opening the first day I go back, even the second day. So I want to be ready for the weekend. So the way we're doing it the right way, and I think I'm strong enough to do that.
All right, sounds wonderful. Let's talk Derby, and let's talk undefeated Verrazano. From breaking his maiden on New Year's Day to being the possible favorite in next Saturday's Kentucky Derby. Johnny, tell us how Verrazano has progressed.
He's been an unbelievable horse. He's done everything right, and he has stepped up every race that he's run. He's been incredible. Obviously, he's done everything perfect so far, and it seems like he's not has found his pattern yet. So I just hope that he continues doing that. Obviously, going to the Derby, and hopefully we get become the Kentucky Derby winners.
Johnny, what are his strengths?
I think everything. He's done everything so well. At every race, he has learned how to relax. He's learned how to do everything the proper way. So he has everything. He has speed. He doesn't have to be on the lead. He's a horse that he's learned to relax now. So he's not a horse that is going to be ranked in any mean. So he has everything the right way to go into the Derby, and hopefully he'll be 100% into the Derby. He seems to training really, really well, and hopefully we get a right trip.
Johnny, for our audience, we're about to take a look at a piece of his Wood victory. You had him well out into the racetrack, tracking very comfortably the long shot leader. Talk about this performance, if you would.
Well, this race was a very nice race, and obviously it was a slow pace the first part of the race, and it was perfect for us because we wanted to teach him to relax, and it ended up being the kind of scenario that we wanted to. Down the stretch, Jack came to our side and got to ride him and keeping his mind and running. I showed him the whip left-handed, and he responded right away, so I never had to hit him. And then the other horse showed up right by the wire, so it was kind of a little surprising there that horse came right over the wire. But it was right over the wire, so I didn't have to do anything. I didn't have to hit him, so he did just enough to win the race.
Johnny, how much gas was left in the tank at the finish?
It's like I said. I never hit him yet. It seems like I haven't get to the bottom of him yet. So hopefully, when I do hit him and I get asked to ask him for everything he has, to give it to me at the right time at the right day in the Derby.
Johnny, when you made the lead moving around the far turn, and you really looked like you made it in hand, it also looked like he was going to draw away at that point, but he seemed to idle a bit when you hit the front. Talk about that.
Yeah, he gets to wait. He gets to wait when he gets to the lead, and obviously he's learning something different now. When he used to go past other horses, he'd get away from the horses and open up. Now he's going to learn that once he passes the horses, he doesn't have to go up and open up a 10 lengths like he's been. So he's doing much better now and saving himself more. And I think he's learned a lot.
What about 1.25 miles? What are your thoughts on 10 furlongs next Saturday?
Well, that's the question for everyone, though. Not just for my horse, obviously. So we don't know how it's gonna do it. Obviously, everybody's in the same boat. I just don't see why not. He's done it the mile and 8 very easy. I don't see why not. But we don't know until we run.
Johnny, what are your concerns? What are your biggest concerns? Post position, distance. What are your major concerns with Verrazano?
I think the most concern you have to have with the horse is getting a nice post position that you want to have a nice trip, a clean trip, and that's it. You know, you get a nice post position and you have a clean trip and a clean break. Let's put it this way: the break is a lot in the Derby. Obviously, being 20 horses, and you want to have a clean break that you want to get the position that you like to have going into that first turn, and then give him the chance that the horse needs to have. After that, you know, it's all about the horse if he can handle, you know, the whole trip and handle the track and everything else that goes around the Derby.
Johnny, you are in a very unique position. You not only have the possible favorite in Verrazano, you have ridden one of the top contenders in Orb in his last 2 starts. How has he progressed? How did he progress from the Fountain of Youth to the Florida Derby?
My God, I mean, I have to say that, you know, if he, one of my concerns would be getting beat by the last horse. Actually, it's a very good horse. I think he's done so much in so little time, you know, from the Fountain of Youth to the Florida Derby. He definitely matured a lot. He was, I don't know, he was very serious at what he needed to do. I think he has the right style and demeanor to, you know, to run in the Derby. Though, you know, I think he's definitely a very, very dangerous horse.
Johnny, what impressed me so much about the Florida Derby was they backed the early pace down. It was slow. You positioned him closer to the pace, and he still responded for you.
No, exactly. You know, that the whole thing was that, you know, I was expected it was going to be a slow pace. I wanted to be where I was comfortable with him, that I didn't have to give him too much to do in a slow pace. He allowed me to do that, and not only he allowed me to do what I wanted to do, and then he actually finished up really well. So he was very impressive, definitely. No doubt in my mind. He's a very good horse, a very dangerous horse in the Derby.
Johnny, in the Fountain of Youth, when you collared Violence in the stretch, it looked like Orb idled a bit. In the Florida Derby, when you got to Eddie Plesa's horse, It's My Lucky Day, Orb went on with it. What does that mean about him?
Well, he seems like I said, he did so much from one race to the other one. He learned so much, and he was so focused on what he needed to do that when he passed the horse, I mean, he went to run. He was serious about what he needed to do, and I did like that about him. You know, from one race to the other one. So for him to step up from one race to the other one that much, he's incredible. So I mean, like I said, very good horse. They're dangerous in the Derby. I think people should be looking out for him, definitely.
And finally, Johnny, please explain to our audience your situation. Obviously, you rode both Verrazano and Orb. Your decision to stick with Verrazano, what went into that decision?
Well, the decision was, listen, I was already committed to Verrazano. I mean, right from he won the allowance race, we said that we were going to go wherever he went. So we already were committed to him. Orb came after that. Obviously, a very good horse. It's a hard decision to make. So, you know, actually, to go and say, maybe I should stick with Orb. But you know what? We were already committed to our people, and we ride in a very good horse and undefeated horse. So I think we have a very good chance with both of the horses. I think both horses are very, very good horses. It's about who gets the trip in the Derby, though, you know, and that's it. So we stuck to our guns. We were committed to him, and we stayed with him.
Johnny, as always, we appreciate your time. Thank you so much for having joined us this morning on Down the Stretch. We're thrilled to hear you're feeling well. All the best in your comeback, and all the best next weekend at Churchill.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. John Velazquez, ladies and gentlemen,